Good morning, everyone. My name is Louise from Clarity Crafts here in the UK. Welcome to Groovi Tuesday. I hope everybody's doing well. It's a bit cloudy, overcast. It looks like it's about to rain, so normal January weather. It wasn't freezing cold this morning, but it's got chill in the air. But they say we're in for a cold spell as well, so that's something to look forward to. It's definitely crafting weather, that's for sure. So I hope everybody's doing well and you had a lovely weekend. I'm just going to ramble for a little while until all of our lovely friends come to join us in the room. So the lovely Jane is going to be in the room with you this morning. So if you have any questions, she's there to help and she'll filter through anything that I need to know or any questions for me. So yeah, I had a nice weekend. I went shopping on Saturday. I went to a few bookshops, got the books I was looking for. And then we had we went to this lovely Italian, like a barista little cafe. It was opposite Primark in Crawley. It was really nice. We had a lovely cup of tea and then these really lovely Victoria sponge muffins. So it was kind of cut in half and you had the jam and the cream inside. It was delicious. Definitely sweet things and cakes and things, definitely my happy place. Good morning. Hello, Nahid. How are you? Hope you're okay. A lot of our lovely friends that I recognise on the names, I saw you at the open day, so it's really lovely to put faces to names. But yeah, looking forward to our open days this year. They're in June and November as normal. They are actually available now, open day tickets. So if you did want to come along for one of our open days, they're in Ditton, then definitely get your ticket, because the ticket as well is like a lot of our lovely friends know already. The little open day ticket transfers into a raffle ticket, and then you get little prizes at raffles every hour, which Barbara gives out. So it's definitely worth watching. Hello, Michelle. Oh, nice to know that it's your first time watching live. Sometimes it is really lovely to watch live, because you feel like you're in the zone a little bit more. You can chat with friends, and if I'm looking up from what I'm doing, I get to see your lovely comments. So it gives that community spirit, doesn't it? It's like with our Groovi Worldwide and Clarity Worldwide pages on Facebook. They're always so wonderful with community and people sharing their artwork, and it's just a really nice safe space really, which is what we all need, especially in what's going on in the world at the moment. So it's nice to have that safe space to come to where you can talk with friends that like the same things you do. So yeah, good morning everybody. Everybody's coming into the room. Yay. That's good. So today is going to be my last week with the project we've been working on. So today we're going to work on I'll do a little bit of the border, then everybody knows how to do the border. I'll do one line of the border, and then we will focus on the gilding with the foil. So it won't take long to do one strip, because I was just going to show you how to do the little hearts in there. And then different things that you can do in there. So it's always good to have a good thing to have options, I think. But yeah, so all of our lovely friends are coming in. And then next week we're going to start a new project. So I think what I do first is I show you and I'll let you know the bits and pieces that I'm going to be using for next week. And then if you need any of it, if you wanted to follow along with the Groovi Tuesday project, if you did want it, then we'd be able to send it out and get it to you ASAP for that. So I thought that because they'd just come out, the lovely Art Deco square frames, the ones like the circle frames, they're really, really lovely. So I thought I'd have a go with them, and also the Art Deco special day sentiments, because I love those flowers. I think they're really beautiful. Yes, it's funny because somebody mentioned because sometimes I can't sleep very well at night. It takes once I'm asleep, I'm absolutely gone. Nothing can wake me up. but getting to sleep is sometimes a challenge. So somebody said to me, read some books, because instead of me, because I'm a bit of a doom scroller, you know, you're looking on social media and you're just looking through. I do it a lot because I like to, you know, see everybody's cards on Facebook or something. But if I'm on Instagram or something, going through like watching videos or YouTube, I can be up doing that, and you think, oh, I could learn to focus my brain. And instead of doing, you know, scrolling on social media, somebody said try reading, because that will really help you relax before bedtime and you'll go to sleep and this, that and the other. So bought my books on Saturday, started reading, and I was reading this really good book, and I think it was Saturday night, and I was up until about 1 o'clock in the morning because it was just so good. The book was so good I couldn't put it down, and it felt like every chapter kind of ended on a cliffhanger, and you're just like, oh my gosh, what happens next? And I kept on reading until like my eyes were really, they'd had enough. So yeah, it was about 12:30, 1 o'clock, probably more like 1 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock, yeah. But before I finished reading, I was reading for about 5 hours straight. I was just reading in bed, just really enjoying this book. And it's funny because usually I try and get to sleep about 10ish, you know, so then, you know, you're up in a decent amount of time ready for work and everything. But yes, I've been reading this book, and it's just so good, and I just don't want to put it down. So it's relaxing, and it focused my brain, because sometimes I feel like I like to do one thing and then my mind is kind of thinking of another thing. So reading, and it's a bit like crafting, it kind of settles your brain and you can focus on one thing. So it is really good for me, and it does relax me. But when the book's really good, you don't want it to end, and you just keep on going from chapter to chapter. But yeah, it doesn't really help when you're trying to get to sleep when you're reading a really good book. But yeah, so I thought it was funny, and I woke up Sunday morning, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. But that book was great. I got a few, actually. I got a few books. I got the Crimson Moth, the Rebel Witch, because I wanted them in hardback, so because they've got really lovely cover. And then I got something called The Inmate by Frida McFadden. Apparently it's really, really good. And another couple of fantasy books. My brain can't think of them right now. I got the second book to, there was a fantasy book called Quicksilver, and I got the second book to that, Brimstone, I think it is. So yeah, so I got a good few books. But yeah, the Crimson Moth is just, I was just reading it, and you just wanted to know what was happening next, the next chapter, and then the next chapter. So yeah, it was really good. I really recommend it if you haven't read it. But yeah, so it's actually funny because a lot of you may have read it already, because I know Grace, our lovely Grace, she actually narrates it on Audible. So when I was driving home in the car back from my dad's Sunday morning, and I was like, I need to read this book. So I got to the right chapter that I'd finished off with the book, and then I was listening to it on the way home, just because I wanted to know what was happening next. And then I finished it last night. Brilliant. It was really good. And now I'm on to the second book. So looking forward to that. So yeah, so I've had my chat. So I thought I'd just show you quickly the plates that I mean for next week. So we're going to use the special day sentiment. So I'm going to use some of these really lovely flowers. And then we have these. So that's 42601. We have these. I'm going to use, which one am I using? I think, yeah, it's this one I'm going to be using. So this is a set of 4. I mean, they're all really, really lovely. I love this frame here. Really beautiful. This one's really nice as well. So that's 42598, the one I'm going to be using. But if you wanted the bundle, I know a lot of you have already bought this bundle because it was so good. Yeah, definitely, Nahid, definitely watch, definitely listen to the Crimson Moth. It's absolutely brilliant. You'll love it. So yeah, the bundle's 42608. And then so there's, if you wanted that one singly, all the numbers are here: 4597, 4600, and 42599. So I mean, they're all really, really useful and lovely. But I'm going to be using this one. It would work with any of them, but that's the ones that I'm going to be using. So I thought I'd just give you, before we get started on the last project, I'm going to just show you a few little samples from the design team, just to show you what different things you can do with this. So this is that lovely frame, but using it as a double frame on one side. This is Jane Telford's. So yeah, that's really lovely. Using the Art Deco sentiments as well. And this one's from Josie Davidson, so really lovely bit of grid work in there. So you can use the frame. This is all Pico cut and then added onto the back in layers. I just thought it's nice just to, I know a few of you may have seen these lovely cards before, but it's really good just to, I like showing off the design team work, that it's just so gorgeous. Glynis Whitehead, so a lovely bit of dorsing in the middle there. And you can do simple or not so simple projects. This is Josie Davidson. A little bit of tool work around the outside. Lovely bit of glitter. Don't know if you can see that. I can. It's really nice. There you go. You can see it now. This is lovely. This is from Carol Pankstello. So just using the line art. There's apart from the outside, you've got a little bit of pico cutting on the outside. But if you weren't at the pico cutting stage, you could just cut it as a frame. This is lovely as well. This is from Jill Askham. So just using a little bit in the corners, so you don't even have to use the whole frame if you didn't want to. But that's a really good idea. This is from Carol Baker. So this is really lovely. No pico cutting involved, just a little bit of colour. And it looks absolutely gorgeous. Now there's a bit more pico cutting here. This is from Glynis again. It's Whitehead. So just a lot of pico cutting in the frame that makes it look really lovely against the black. Really gorgeous. And this one is from Sally Poole. So using the frame as a diamond, which is a really clever way of doing it. And lastly, last one I've got, which is upside down mainly, Jill Askham again. So this is a frame on a frame, which is really, really nice. You just extend it. So yeah, I just wanted to show you a few samples. It's always lovely to see samples. I love seeing samples all the time. But so that is what we're going to be doing next week. And you'll also need a straight and diagonal grid for next week as well. But apart from that, it will be a little bit of colouring with the Perg colours, and you can use the polychrome mode. We'll need a couple of colours there. I thought what would be fun is to colour in a gem in the middle. So we'll have a little bit of a gem colouring session as well at some point in the project. So I always like colouring in gems. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing next week. So let's focus on what we're going to be doing today. We're getting there. So yeah, so this is the project we've been working on. We're nearly at the end. Just got a little bit of embossing in the border, and then we're going to do the foiling in the middle. So that's where we're heading. This is where we are now. So we did all of the perforating last week. So I thought I'll show you one line of the embossing. Work around a little bit maybe, and then we'll focus on the foiling. I just couldn't think then. What's it called? So I'm just going to move my mat onto the soft side. and I'm going to turn my artwork over. So I really like how the mix of colours is on there. It looks really nice, like you know, when something goes out of focus. Right, so I'm going to use, what am I going to use? I'm going to use the Groovi 3 and 4 tool from the starter kit. So yeah, and yeah, and here the circles and the squares look really, really nice together. So definitely beautiful together. Hello, Patricia. A bit late. Late's better than never being here, so that's good. Nice to see you. So yes, I've got the number 3. I'm going to use number 3, I think. And so in the artwork that we've used here, I've done a little heart. Let me see if I can come in a little bit closer. No. There we go. So get in there. There we go. So I've done a little heart here. Wing tool's perfect for that, because when you do a double layer, it makes it look like a little angled heart. So I've done a big heart at the top here, and then just a little hearts at the bottom. I'll just show you how I'm going to do that now. So so where is my Groovi guard? There we go. Here it is. So I'll focus on the window there. So using the number 3, I'm just going to kind of, I think the best way to do a heart sometimes is kind of working in almost like an oblong oval like that, which you can't see. We're so close, I forgot. There we go. And then you would do an oblong, kind of a bit like a circle, but a long circle like that. So let me see if, so an oblong. So you're kind of going like this. And then like that. You get a really nice heart then. There we go. I'll just focus on that now. Getting into the embossing. There we go. Move that into the centre a little bit so you can see. So I'm embossing on the back. So I turned over my artwork. I turned over the black mat, turned over my artwork, and I'm working on the back. Always embossing on the back, perforating on the front. Unless you're going to emboss a frill, then you can emboss on the front. That's the only time I would emboss on the front, I think, is if I was embossing a frill. If you're going to emboss a frill, you'd need to have the have a bit of cellophane over the top, otherwise it goes shiny. But frills look really, really nice. There we go. So that's 5 of my hearts there. And then I've got my little one, my number 2. I don't think I need anything bigger than that to do this heart here. So it's kind of just in the angled M. I'm just doing a little heart like that. That looks a bit like a heart and a bit like a flying bird. There we go. Let's do my heart. So as normal, I was looking at my national days today on my phone, and I saw on the news actually yesterday it was Groundhog Day in America. I think it's quite a cute little tradition to have, I suppose. But they did do a I think the groundhog that they used was called Phil. Phil the groundhog. And yeah, he predicted 6 more weeks of winter. So yeah, I saw that on the news, because my mum sometimes she watches CNN news. She likes watching news from different countries, and she it was on yesterday, and I saw Phil had decided on it was going to be 6 more weeks of winter over in America, which sounds about right because they've got an awful ice storm over there, haven't they? For any of our lovely friends that are in America. So I've done my little hearts. So yeah, that's oops, there we go. I'm just going to do my big hearts now. I'm going to go back to my number 3, my Groovi tool, and do my little oblonge, my little heart. Yeah, that's our way of knowing what Groundhog Day is, isn't it? Is after that film where the day repeats itself until usually in films you kind of I can't remember what happens in it, but he finally figures out why it's on repeat and it finally stops. But it's quite a funny film. But yeah, so yeah, apart from Groundhog Day yesterday, the day today is National Golden Retriever Day. Isn't that nice? Does anybody have a golden retriever? This day is for him or her. Golden Retriever Day. And obviously, in line with Golden Retriever Day, it's National Doggy Date Night. Which again is really funny. Okay, so I've got my little hearts. Kind of getting carried away here. I think I've got enough time to do 2 rows, to be fair. And then we can focus on the foiling, I think. So I would do all of your embossing first. And then do your foiling. You can reperforate and picot cut. After you've done the foiling, it won't ruin the foiling because the foiling will be stuck to the sticky ink, so it will be all right. I'm just going to do my little hearts all the way down. I have little hearts or flying birds. There we go. The weekend show was really good on Sunday. It was really, really popular, the bits and pieces, and on Friday. Oh, I'm going back to number 3 now. Yeah, I really love the book stamps. That's right up my street, especially because I'm starting to read a lot more now. Yeah, and I found a book that I thought would be really, really nice for when I go on holiday in July. I'm going back to Cornwall. Got lots of plans where we're going and everything. We've got a really lovely little cottage in Perranporth, which we're going to. So that'd be really nice. So there's my I'll do 2 rows. So my little hearts. That one looks a bit odd, so I'm going to make it a little bit more rounded, I think. Take your time. Don't press too hard because otherwise you might tear the perforating holes. Once you've done all of your hearts, then you can reperforate and do a little bit of picot cutting. But yeah, so those are my little 2 rows. So then I'd reperforate and picot cut those. So now I think I'll start start on the foiling, I think. So I kind of get the idea of the embossing. So just reperforating and picot cutting. Yeah, I know. What's up with all of the different national days? It is National Women Physicians Day and also National African American Coaches Day. So yeah, there's quite a few different days to people. But yeah, it's Doggy Date Night. I don't really know who thought of those. They kind of really, sometimes they can get a little bit silly, can't they? I'm guessing there's like there must be a National Donut Day, Burger Day. So funny. Okay, so now we come out a little bit, I think. Come on. That's it. There we go. We'll keep on 2, I think. Okay, so up here earlier, there's a tiny little bit of sticky ink that's dried. So I was going to show you that also what you can do is, if you wanted to, instead of doing your white embossing, you can do your, with a little bit of foil. I'll show you how I do it. So I just got like a sheet of foil from the foil pack. This is the gold one. It's really easy how to do this. You just have your sticky ink. You have to wait for it to dry so it's tacky. And then you just lay it up at the little corner and you lay your foiling over. And a bit like, you know how you do your rub-ons? Once it's dry and everything, you just use your foil, rub over the foil like this. And then lift it up and you've got yourself a little heart. See if I can come in a little bit closer. And you may miss a little bit, but it doesn't matter. I use a little different part of the foil. And because it hasn't taken to the sticky ink yet, you've still got time to put some more on. See? So it works really well. Then you can put your little hearts in your embossing. So that was that's an idea. So if I come out a little bit while I'm showing you how to, there we go. So I've got my sticky ink. You can also, if you wanted to, obviously not for very fine areas, you can use your quickie glue pen. That's also possible. Works the same way. The only thing is, you could rub it, maybe try with a hockey stick. The only thing I was thinking of is I think I need to, I kind of used a little bit of you put the foil over and then just lightly rub it. I'm not sure if the hard rubbing would really work as well. I don't know. But I used it with like a little, what I did earlier is I had my cardigan on and I put the cardigan over because that just helped me rub it over quite easily. But the sticky ink should work. So I've got my sticky ink here. And I'm just going to dip it in. There we go. You can have a little go with it on a different bit of parchment just to make sure it's not going to blob out. And then we're just going to there we go. So just concentrating. There we go. You want plenty of, there we go, it's coming out a bit better now. You want plenty of glue on there for the foiling to stick. If you struggle getting the right thing with the sticky ink, you can use your Cricut glue pen. There we go. So it looks white at the moment, but it will dry clear, as we know. Yeah, so you've got plenty on the nib. Okay, I'm going on the lines as well. Then the gold can go over on the lines of the L as well. And the good thing about using a mapping pen is you can get into these intricate areas where you might struggle a little bit more trying to go into the intricate areas with the Cricut glue pen. Okay. So there's my L. Hello. There we go. I'll go on to the O now. OO. Yeah, sorry. I was concentrating on my sticky ink. But yeah, so I would just continue going around here. With the nib, sometimes you do have to put a little bit of pressure on for it to flow a little bit easier. But just make sure that you press a little bit harder in a larger area, because if you press hard when you're in an intricate area, a lot of sticky ink might come out and you might go further than where you want it to go. It just flows out quite easily once you get it going. And the good thing is you know where you've put it because it's got the colour to it. There we go. So just working around the O. Yeah, so I've got a lot of books to be reading, so that's good. That will set me up for a while. I love getting a new book. I'm not really, I know a lot of our friends are Kindle lovers. I don't get on with Kindles. I prefer to have like a physical book in my hands. I'm a physical book girl. Okay, so I've got my O. I might do over the little bits here as well, just to they're like little sprays that come out of the O. Well, that would be quite nice. There we go. So I've done my O. You can see up here as well the sticky ink's starting to dry. There we go. Yeah, so it's a bit miserable weather today. I don't know how long that's going to last. Hope not too long. I think I really enjoy autumn and I enjoy the lead up to Christmas. And you get to February and you think, oh, I just want spring now. Where's that spring? I absolutely love spring when all of the prettiest season, I think, sometimes. Apart from autumn, I like autumn. I like all the leaves and I love the colours of autumn. But to see the lovely spring flowers and everything always makes me happy. So this afternoon, Paul and myself are going to be on do a 2 p.m. show with the lovely groovy side of what Barbara and Paul were doing yesterday, the floral panels. So they're really nice. That's what we're going to be doing this afternoon. So yeah, that'll be fun. There we go. So I've done my V. Now I'm going to do my E. Make sure the pot doesn't go for a Burton. Okay. So I'm going around the flowers. The good thing is the line art kind of keeps it in the line so it doesn't try and flow out, because you've got that lovely line art stopping it from flowing out. I'm going around the E. Hope my head wasn't in the way then. Yeah, I love looking at the blossom trees. I love it when the daffodils come out. I love daffodils. That was my great grandmother's favourite flower, daffodils. Yeah. We used to call, in our family, we used to call her Willy Nanny, because she always used to be knitting. Willy Nanny, WOLL. It was just a little, she always used to be knitting and doing something with wool. So I don't even know, as a kid I didn't even know why she was called Willy Nanny, but you just knew her as Willy Nanny. You never ask questions. There we go. So those are my letters done. So then I would wash my mapping pen. I'll wash that after. I'm sorry, it's horrible weather where you are, David. If we had some lovely weather, I'd send it your way, but we don't. It's not very nice weather here either. Okay, so you can see here it's starting to go clear, which is good. So we can wait for the foil to dry. It will take a few more minutes, but once you've kind of done that as well, you can let me bring in another bit of parchment while that's waiting to dry. The good thing is if you get your embossing tools, so you know round here, I mean I did this very, very quickly, so we're gonna, I hope I didn't put my sleeve in the PVA glue then. Ugh. No, I didn't. We're okay. It didn't go in the sticky ink. Okay, we're okay. So around the edges here, there's like lots of little dots of foil around here. So I did that very, very quickly. So don't pay attention to that. But the good thing is you can get your sticky ink. Let me bring this out a little bit. What I'm going to do is I've put a little bit of sticky ink in my lid. So in here, there's a bit of sticky ink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my embossing tools. So you've got this one here. This is the number 3 and the 4. Let me bring it here so we can see better. You see that? So I would just dip it in slightly. You might want to test it first, but you can make little dip dots, little different sizes as well. I love that. I don't know if you've ever seen them on Facebook and Instagram when you can do like little, make little rocks and just have like lots of dip dots all over them with different paint and everything. But they use tools similar to our embossing tools to create those little dots. And then, so let me get rid of that. Give myself sticky fingers, why don't you? And then you've got the smaller tool here, which means you can do little smaller dots. The good thing is if you just go in once and you submerge the whole tool, they're smaller. So you can use any of your tools. I mean, obviously you'd have to give them a wash after. Or who could do what I do. I've got kind of another set of embossing tools, and I could use those. But yeah, it's very, Jane, very, very similar to like the nail art, and then people can do them on little rocks and make little mandalas of different size dots, and they look really, really nice. But yeah, you can make like little flowers on your nails. So yeah, so that's a bit of fun. So still waiting for the glue to dry. I'm getting my nails done later on in the week, so let's give it a go on my nails, shall I? I'm not very good with my nails, you know. There's a little drop there. Looks like a little polka dot now. Still waiting for... I know this isn't parchment, but I am waiting for the parchment to dry. Yeah, I'm getting my nails done later on this week, so I can... I'm going to foil my nails. There we go. Yeah, I'll let that dry. I don't know what I'm doing. Swish it around in the air so it dries. I have to make sure I clean my tools after this. My other set is at home. Got a little polka dot on my nail. Oh dear, what am I like? Such a weirdo. But it's a good kind of weird. Oh, you're getting yours done next week, are you, Jane? I need to get mine at the end of the week. I don't know what colour to go for next. Not sure. Done a lot of reds recently. I'm not a yellow girl. But yeah, it's dip dot's really cool in nail art and all those sort of things. Sorry, just having a sip of my tea. It's lukewarm. I forgot about it. Oh, you do your own. I have my little. My nails are this long now, but as soon as I take my acrylic nails off, I have this awful habit of biting my nails, and this actually stops me from biting my nails. And my hands are actually the nicest they've ever been because I don't bite my nails. Yeah, you can give your sticky ink a little shake beforehand. Kind of loosens everything up. You could also put your sticky ink in a little pot so you don't put your mapping pen trying to find where, because you're looking down the barrel of the sticky ink trying to see where your mapping pen is, because you don't want it to go all the way down. You just need it to go past the tip of the it's like a fountain pen, isn't it? Just past the tip of the white mark there. That'd be nice. Pink and glittery. I'd like that. So they're still drying, but they're starting to dry. See, it goes clear after a while. So we can do those as well. I might get away with doing the L now, I think. Let's have a look. I can always, what you can do as well, if it doesn't go on first time, you can always add in a little bit more sticky ink if you need to. Okay, so I'm just going to do the L first. So I'm going to lay it over the L. You can see where it starts to pull on the actual, you can see on the L there. You want it to go into the little bits where you've done it as well. Give it a good little rub. tissue. You need kind of something a little bit soft, so it kind of pushes the foil into all the nooks and crannies, really. So probably not so good for a hockey stick. There we go. So you can see there where it's stuck. So now we'll slowly take it away. Oops. And you've got your L. So that's kind of, it's taken quite a lot on there. It's really hard to see sometimes. Is the third camera working? Let's try that one. You kind of, oh, hello. You can kind of see the flash of gold better on that camera. Oh, there you go. There's the L. Looks better when you see it in front of you. Not so good on the cameras, on the overhead, but it has taken there. I can see it like that. There we go. So I should be all right with the O now as well, because the O should be. So you want to use a different bit of the foil. So just rubbing it into all of the little. So yeah, maybe use a little tissue over the top. You could use gold flakes. It's exactly the same process, just a little bit messier. So if you haven't got your if you haven't got any foil, you can use gilding flakes, but just bear in mind that it's a lot messier. But yeah, exactly the same process. So yeah, so there we go. So just slowly take it away. There we go. I'll show the O. Go on the third camera again. There we go. There's the O. If you miss a little bit, if you you look back and you think, oh, there looks like there needs to be a little bit more there, just wait for the sticky ink and you'll notice as well, you can go back in with a little bit and go back in. If you touch the letter and it still feels a bit sticky, that means that you could probably put a little bit more foil on. It just hasn't taken the first time. But you can always give it back and do another bit. So let's do the V this time. There we go. So bring in my tissue. Okay, so just there we go. There's the V. There we go. And let's just do the E now. And there we go. On the E. Oh. Not so good to put it on your thumb when you're still working with stuff. I'll drop the tissue on my thumb, so now I had paper stuck to my nails. There we go. So really just give it a gentle rub. you go. And then, ta-da! There we go. So let me show you the E. Oh, not that one. Sorry. There we go. Oh, where are you going? Come back. There we go. There's the E. Flashing gold. So you can, we've got silver and we have rose gold as well, which will give a nice little different tone. So I think if you were making something like a royal blue colour, silver would look really lovely with the, or purple with silver, but purple with gold looks absolutely gorgeous too. So that is those letters. So we've done that part. So well, the foil just sticks a bit like, I suppose it's because the sticky ink is, once it dries, it goes tacky. So once you put something like a foil on, this part of the silver will stick, Diane, to the actual letter, to the sticky ink. So if you slowly take it away, the silver part will stick, and so the front you'll see will be this. But it looks quite effective when it's under. It always reminds me of those lovely illuminated letters in old books that you would read. So yeah, so apart from the letters, once you've done that, you could then reperforate as we normally do. Oh. Yeah, hold on, making a bit of a hash. Get off, shoot. So once you reperforate it, like so, you can see the looks really nice when it's cut out. But yeah, so it's gives you that lovely. Come back in, number 3. It doesn't like it sometimes. It goes really blurry. Move that back down. I think it might be. Let me use that colour. So you kind of have that little angled perforating and picot cutting. So you'd have that little edge there. So that's all picot cut there. And then with the little gold dots, like I showed you before, where's that other bit of parchment? So once you've done all of your dip dots and it's dry, you would then just come in with a little layer of your, you can see how it, you can see it's stuck to the sticky ink like that. So you've got to wait for the sticky ink to dry, Diane. And it kind of like goes clear and tacky. Looks, and then once you, there you go. So then that's how I did the little dots around the outside. Okay, lovely bit of flash. So you could, I did them around the outside here. See if I can, there you go, like you can see the flash of them around the outside. So that's how I did the little dots around the outside. Looks really lovely because the foil is just so shiny. And that's what happened with my, all the sticky ink came on. So yeah, so that's how you do the little dots. And so we've done our little letters. We go back to doing a little bit more perforating. Hello. Foil's running off. Where are we? So we can just finish off with the well, that sounds nice, Karen. You've been using what you learnt in the enhanced pencil work course. That's good. That's the good thing about the pencil courses. Once you've learnt how to do it, we use Barbara's Big Blooms in the course. Once you've done that, you can then apply what you've learnt to anything that you want to do. I know I taught you flowers, but the same principle for anything that you're going to colour, really. Where we do a large amount of Groovi plates that have flowers on, I must admit. So, just coming with my one needle. I'm just reperforating so that when you get to the point of picot cutting, there we go, just like that. So I'll do that part maybe. So I get my little pair of cutters. So what I tend to do is what most people would probably do once they've been doing it for a while. So I do one side first and then work the other way, just so that I'm not turning my work all the time. You move into the centre a bit more. I'm glad you love that course. And it's always there. That's the good thing about the courses. There we go. So I'm just snipping that side. Then I'll snip the other side. So I've turned it the other way. You look like little angled M's, don't they? Do that one first. Okay, nearly there. And so when I cut that, there we go. When I cut that all off, and you can see it, you get something like that, which for some reason, well, that's not going to help at all. Hold on. I've got my, I would mount it on my pink afterwards. Any colour that you like. This is like a dark pink. Sorry, it's going a bit blurry. I'll move it out a little bit. Oh no, it's all right. There we go. So you can see now. That's our little angle. So that's where we are. That's where we're finished, because we've done the border. And then if I bring it out a little bit more, that's where we got so far. So yeah, so that's that project done. So I hope everybody enjoyed that project as much as me. I like the illuminated letters. I think they look nice, and it's another way of using your foils as well. I mean, our hot foiling kits are really, really lovely. But if you wanted to do something a little bit with dry foiling instead of the hot foiling, then it's a really nice little technique to try. I think you can use that on anything that you want. For example, if you wanted to use it in borders, so as long as the sticky ink kind of, you know, is straight and everything, then you can use it in your borders as well to give a really lovely foiled border. So yeah, so that's that project. There you go. So I hope everybody enjoyed that. I did. That was fun. I enjoyed that. So yeah, so next week we'll focus on the Art Deco sentiments plates and the Art Deco square frames that I showed you at the beginning of the hour, to continue that one. So we're going to be using those two plates I showed you. So it's these ones here. These are the main ones I'm going to be using. So that's the Art Deco with the flowers and this one. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to be using this without the circle. I'm going to be doing a nice big gem in there. A little bit of grid work around it. So yeah, a bit of poker colours, bit of polychromos. So yeah, really good varied little project for us next time. So that will be fun. So we're doing that. I haven't quite finished it yet. So I will finish that this week sometime. And then it will be ready for next week. So today, I've actually got this I can show you. It's a good idea. Just before we go. So what's on this week? So we've done Groovi Tuesday. So this at 2 p.m. we've got me and Paul today. I'm showing you those lovely floral panels that Barbara and Paul showed yesterday. Then on Friday, 10 a.m. we've got Clever Social TV with Barbara. And then the lovely Paul's going to be at Hobby Maker at 2 and 6 on Friday. And then for anybody that's joined the Glastonbury Tour Paper Collage online workshop, that's on Saturday this week. That's come around quick, hasn't it? That'll be between 9 and 12 and then 2 and 4. And I think the lovely Barbara and Jazz are going to be doing that one. So Jazz is going to be following along with Barbara, I believe, like the last one that they did together. So that would be really good fun. That one's a paid event. So if you wanted to have a look into that, then that is available on Clarity Craft's website. So yeah, so that we've got a lovely eventful week again this week. So yeah, it's good fun. So I hope everybody had a lovely time today. I'll see you at 2 p.m. with Paul. Thank you to the lovely Jane for keeping everybody occupied in the chat, and then for the bits and pieces that she does behind the scenes. Thank you very much, Jane. And I hope everybody has a lovely rest of the day, and I will see you at 2 p.m. if you wanted to join. Take care, everyone.